This is the type of story where this kid needs to go into some anger management and diversity training. His parents need to be fined, or his parent needs to be fined for the destruction of property. And the entire right-wing media needs to, honestly, I feel like this should be something that you should be held legally responsible for by cheering on these types of vandalism crimes like this. This is just wild. Many of you have seen the video that we made recently going over the Tara Lorenz Libs of TikTok video of her completely unable to hold a sentence for more than probably 30 seconds. Really weird stuff coming out of her. She has actually decided to do something a little different after that. Now, many of you know her for her very infamous Twitter account. She decided that her time on this earth, or at least on Twitter, may not be long. So she's spreading her evil tendrils like mycelium for the mushroom, like roots of a mango tree pushing up against the retainer wall of your garage. Okay, she's spreading like COVID-19. She's decided to become viral and metastasize, and is starting to seek a little foothold on other platforms outside of Twitter. All right, and one of those places that she has metastasized to and is starting to grow a little tumor in is Rumble. Yes, that's right, racist YouTube. And I know some of you might be saying that you just said YouTube twice. I promise you, it's much worse than what YouTube actually is. And yeah, it really is. We'll take a look at Rumble at some point in time. Not today. It's inevitable. Yeah, it's like evil YouTube, you know? It's like mirror dimension YouTube. Like you stepped into the mirror, and when you did, it broke. It fell off the wall and broke, and now you're stuck. And now you have to find a way out of the mirror world, the backwards world, right? But she decided to make Rumble videos. And the reason why I want to check them out not only is because it's not only for the reason of I want to laugh at her some more, because the stuff that she's doing on there is arguably worse than what she's doing on Twitter. And I wanted to document and look at some of it to understand what she's doing, how she's doing it, and what danger it poses for just the general populace if these types of ideas become even more mainstream within the Republican Party. So I wanted to take a look at this video right here on Rumble. Exclusive: student removed tampon dispenser from boy's bathroom at his school. There's an exclusive from Chaya Right Chick, Libs of TikTok. And yup, unfortunately, I am going to subject you to her voice once again, but slightly sped up this time. So you're welcome. You're welcome.
I have a very special guest today.
Oh wait, you know what? I want you to I want you to hear what it actually sounded like when I went through it first. So here you go.
I have a very special guest today on the Libs of TikTok experience. You may have seen a viral story recently where a boy's bathroom in Connecticut.
Yeah, crazy. Negative Riz. Anyways, I'll speed it up for you again.
Had a tampon dispenser installed in it.
No, I didn't actually see that story. I'm going to be honest with you. I spend a lot of time on the internet. It's literally my job now. I have never heard of that story in my life.
And it was ripped down within 20 minutes. So today I have one of the boys who was involved, and I'm so excited to have him here. He's going to tell us what happened, why he did that, and the aftermath, because there are a lot of updates that you have not heard yet. So without further ado.
Okay, but like why? What other reason would bring this kid on to talk about this besides you trying to tell people to go commit basically a hate crime? If we're going to be honest with ourselves, the reason why she doesn't want the tampon dispenser in the boys' bathroom is because she thinks it validates transgenderism, and transgenders want to take their non-existent cut off pee and slobber it all over kids or something. And that's what she genuinely believes in her heart. Completely ill person. She is sick. But with that being said, what other reason would you want to bring this person on besides trying to get people to commit hate crimes in the aim of stopping people from accepting trans people? Think about it, like what other reason would you have? Because this is the type of story you go, that's crazy. and then you just move on with your day. But she was like, this is an exclusive. I need to tell people about this. Don't need a tampon? Don't use it. You could very easily just not use it.
Welcome, Michael and Austin. Thank you so much for joining us. Michael, I just want to go straight to you. So that fateful day, can you tell us what happened? You got to school in the morning. This happened in the morning, and you go to the bathroom, and what did you see, and what did you do, and why did you do that?
I'm going to be completely honest with you. Do we actually think that this kid's going to give some like highbrow philosophical answer besides I saw it, my brain chemicals went and I wanted to break it, so I did because I'm 12. Hey, I don't know, maybe let's see. Her voice actually sounds normal sped up. Yeah, because she's slow.
So initially I went to the bathroom because I already knew that the tampon dispensary was in there. And I more or less just tried to I just wanted to see why it was in there and where it was.
How did you know that it was going to be there? Did the school announce it?
I saw it on a lot of people's stories on Snapchat and stuff, but the school didn't notify us at all.
And what was...
This school needs to be stopped. Yes, stopped. We all know that giving out healthcare products is one of the most dangerous things that have happened in this country. We know that, right? Like, the more people have access to healthcare, the worse people's lives are. The easier it is for them to die. I mean, why would they need healthcare unless the government's poisoning them or something with microplastics and gay porn, or I don't know. Who knows?
What was your reaction when you saw it?
Well, I was more or less just kind of, I guess, outraged, you could say, in the moment, because I feel like something like that is something really huge, and this agenda is something that we as young people aren't really used to having on us at all. We have never learned to deal with situations like that. We've never wanted to deal with things like this.
This just makes no sense to me. You know what? This speaks volumes. Okay, you may be like, what are you talking about? This speaks volumes, because this guy is echoing the same exact mindset that conservatives do, which proves to me that the conservative mindset for how they deal with new things is the same type of mindset that a child does when they encounter new things. Get confused, get angry that you're confused, and smash it. And then when somebody blames you for it, blame somebody else for making you that way. It's genuinely the mindset of a baby, of a child, of an ape. You know how they tell you the little the back of your skull right there, the little nub of brain matter, that's where your lizard brain resides. That's all they work on. Literally the brain of a caveman. You're right. Actual monkey.
And so I guess going in there, I was just more confused, and I was just confused, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I would be too. If there are female products in the boys' bathroom, I would also be confused. So I completely understand that. So you see it and you're confused, you're outraged, why are they pushing this agenda onto us? So how many other people are there with you? And then what happened next?
So there were probably about at least 20 people in there.
What is there to be confused about? What's there to be confused about? What do you mean? Go to the bathroom and leave the bathroom. Is it really that hard to not go to the bathroom and use the bathroom? They're acting like it called them a slur on the way out. It's acting like it reached in a little cartoonish robot hand came out and stole their wallet from their back pocket or something, and then redistributed it to a trans student. What are you saying? Women product bad, we smash. Yeah, but that's the type of mindset that I would actually expect from a child, not the mindset that I would expect from a grown adult trying to be a serious political actor. But that's what these people are. They're people with, see, listen, I know that a lot of trans people say that this is not the best explanation for how they feel. But listen, people still use it to help explain it to people who don't understand. I don't get how conservatives don't understand how you can have you can be the right brain in the wrong body when they're when they're like physically an adult but mentally a child. Like it should be, they should understand it perfectly, like the body mismatch. The mind body mismatch there. It makes perfect sense to me, but apparently they just don't understand it. They can't bridge that gap for that, you know, empathy is something that they just can't understand. It's very strange. A friend of mine was a trans man back in high school. Wonder what happened to him. I don't know. He's probably working at like Wells Fargo or something. Just chilling. Probably.
Like all kind of rallying like around it, being like, what is this? Why is this in here? And
what is this?
It's like, I guess objective going in there was just to see what was going on. And then it turned it into like me taking it down because I was so like, this is gross and weird. And like, they didn't tell us anything about this, but I just want to like put the point across that it was.
They don't want to tell us anything about this. They told you that it was going in there. What do you mean? What do they need to tell you? Where's his parents?
It wasn't out of hate for trans people at all. I don't have.
He's trying. Oh, wait here. I'll let this play.
I just want to like put the point across that it wasn't out of hate for trans people at all. I don't have a single ounce of hate for anyone. I did it because I personally felt strongly about it, and I felt that the school should have notified us, all of our families, because it's from grades 3 to 12 that they told us in the email. And I feel like something of that like proportion should definitely like be notified to everyone.
A tampon existing should be notified to everyone. Why? And a lot of you may be thinking that he's just saying that as like a way to like save himself from people saying bad things about him. I think he's actually saying this, and this guy, this Austin Montario guy, actually told him to say that to save himself from more legal repercussions. The reason for why is because he didn't do this. You would imagine that he'd be able to get away with this. Maybe he'd even be elected to governor or given like a federal or given like a state holiday if he was in a conservative state by committing vandalism like this. But no, actually. He's in a Democratic state, and not only a Democratic state, he's in Massachusetts. So, you know, this guy would have like would get like a hate crime charge. So I think he's saving himself from being hit with a hate crime charge for this type of vandalism, for doing this type of criminal mischief with like malice intent to hate, to hate trans people in it. That's when I was like, oh, he's cooked. When I realized that he was in Massachusetts, he was in like a topaz blue state. I was like, oh, he's done. He's done. That he can't do stuff like that. You're done. Conservatives, they step 1 foot out of line and commit a crime like that. In a red state, they get heralded as a god. In blue states, they go to jail, as they should.
So was that the general feeling with, you said there's about 20 boys in the bathroom. Was that discussed? Was the idea of like, what is this doing here? This is confusing. This is outrageous. They should have informed us. Was that something that you guys were discussing that led up to taking it down? What were the other boys feeling as well?
I don't really remember a lot like that stuff, but I remember just me taking it down because I was kind of upset about it.
So you took it down, and then how are you feeling after that?
What incredible interview questions going on with this with Shia Right Chick here. You know, not only it's quite remarkable. Not only is she bad at having interviews taken of her, she's also really bad at giving interviews too. So, after you totally owned those epic trans lovers, how did you feel? And then, how did other people feel? Okay.
I was definitely.
Who's this Austin guy? I'm so confused. This Austin guy is this kid's handler. He's basically here to stop him from incriminating himself even more by like Chaya basically goading him into admitting that he did this as a hate crime. So it's basically his. I don't think he's legally his lawyer, but he's like I think he's more like a legal representative or like adult representative to protect him from from saying something that would get him in even more trouble?
Definitely like really surprised that I was even able to take it off the wall to begin with, if I'm gonna be honest. And
yeah, because wokeness is so
I just
weak.
didn't know what to do after I did that. I was like, well, I'm screwed.
So you were thinking like, oh, what's going to happen to me? I'm screwed. Like, what kind of reaction were you expecting after you did it from the school?
I was definitely expecting punishment, whether it was law, just disciplinary, like the typical stuff when you, I guess, vandalize property.
Then there actually was punishment. Can you tell us a little bit about what happened after that, when the school found out, and how did they find out it was you, and what did they do to you? What were the punishments?
I actually owned up to it. I called the school about an hour after I did it when I was home because it was the day of midterms. So people like left early if they didn't have a second midterm to take that day. So I called in the school and I admitted to it because like it set in and I was like, what did I just do?
And what did they say?
I'm going to tell you, this is a massive failure from his parents. Like 2 times. For one, a massive failure from his parents for not taking care of this type of weird, blind anger problem that he has, that when he sees something he doesn't understand, he destroys it. He just commits a crime, you know? Like you need to straighten that type of behavior out before he's a fully grown adult, because your kid's going to end up in jail if you don't, and he's going to deserve it, and it's going to be your fault. And it's a massive, and it's crazy for Chaya to be giving him this type of platform to try to make him think like he did something right here.
My mom was going to be away for the week like after that happened, and they were trying to like force me to meet with them. When my mom and like me, we both said that I do not want to meet with them when my mom was not there, because I wasn't comfortable with them trying to force me to go by myself.
If you're comfortable going without my mom present, I appreciate your mom being present at the meeting this week. Would it be helpful if you had trusted adult such as a school counselor with you when we talk?
Because I didn't know how they would have gone about it.
Wait. Oh, she can't edit. Oh, she tried to blank out this information, like his actual name. But she missed.
I'm gonna go by myself.
She's multiple seconds late.
Say Miss Locke wasn't there or my mom.
So they were trying to get you in a meeting without your mom.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, and you wanted to wait. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. So then I understand after, and maybe Austin can jump in here, that the principal tried to classify this as a hate crime, and the principal sent some emails to the parents after.
Yep. I mean, it seems like a hate crime. You know, if there was like a poster or like something in like the bathroom or a classroom, and it's like black people are humans, and then the kid was like, I saw it and I got really angry and I tore it down. That sounds like a hate crime. That sounds exactly like what a hate crime is.
Sure. Let's talk a little bit about that, Austin.
Sure. Yeah, that was definitely, the rumor on the street. And I think Michael hit the nail on the head with first about being just, confused and left in the dark on this whole situation. I think that's the biggest part of this problem is that school leadership, let's put it all under one umbrella, has put the boys in a place for failure instead of success without making an announcement. So, yeah. So obviously, that shows up in the bathroom, something.
Dude, listen, I'm going to say one thing. Sure. Like if you put anything in the reach of a teenage boy, then their parentage might be so bad that they have they get the urge to destroy it. Sure, I get that. But that doesn't mean that you let anybody off the hook for destroying property on school grounds, right? If school is going to be like a little microcosm of the real world, you have to punish them for committing vandalism. Yeah, they didn't send him they didn't send him an email. They didn't send him an email telling him not to destroy it. Dude, that wouldn't stop anything. You stupid. Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind?
It's probably going to happen in a high school, right? Especially when you're not told of that. But as far as the hate crime piece and the emails to the students, and
yeah, I don't know. Maybe what the school needs to do is do like diversity education with the kids. See, here's the thing. They're going to be like, oh, they should have set the kids up for success by letting them know about this type of stuff. But if they told them that trans people exist and that there might be some trans students among you, and some of them might need tampons, then these people would like fall to their knees, screeching and crying and shitting themselves about how they're trying to sexualize children or something by telling them that trans people exist, because that's what sexualization and grooming means to these people. Apparently, it's their. I still am of the opinion that they're trying to make the word sexualization and grooming be as broad as possible, and until it has no real meaning, so they can groom more kids, like actual sexual grooming. But that's my personal opinion, right? That's my conspiracy theory that I personally hold.
In the letters, there was definitely a few of those that went around. I heard the hate crime was on the table for a little bit until, you know, it went on Twitter and you shared it, and others shared it, and it was on Fox News, and it kind of, you know, put Brookfield on the map, so to speak. So I think sharing a story of what happened to really quell that from ever going to that place of restorative discipline, as the principal called it.
Personally, I think that's the worst thing ever. If conservatives were rallying behind this kid committing vandalism to specifically own a minority group, I think they should like quadruple down on the punishment. I think they should throw the book at him then to make an example out of him. That's just me though. Like if all of you guys are gonna come out and talk about how he should have like done it twice, then okay, all right, he'll get twice the punishment then. How about that? But I don't know. Maybe I'm just not pussy. So unlike the school faculty,
you know. But at the end of the day, I'm really disheartened and dismayed by the principal's actions here, and he should have communicated earlier. This law mandate doesn't go into effect until this September, so 8 or 9 months from now. And it's, you know, it's like a game of hot potato. It keeps passing the buck and blaming other folks when the ownership should be on school leadership.
From what I understand, he sent out an email after and called the parents ignorant.
Yeah, there was an email that went out, and it called it.
Good afternoon. It's been a busy 48 hours. I apologize to the Brookfield High School staff who have fielded emails, calls, and DMs in the past couple days. Oh, they just started harassing these people. Nice. You bear the brunt of the misguided hate and ignorance that I could never thank you for your commitment to our school and our students. I thank the students who have took the time out of their day to check in with me. Your genuine concern for my well-being was unexpected and so appreciated. Thank you for reminding me why I come to school every day. Please let me know if you need anything, or if anyone has any questions.
Ignorant and hateful and things along those lines.
Yeah.
So yeah, you want to be inclusive, and you preach the word inclusivity all throughout our school district, yet you're not really practicing inclusivity whatsoever.
Let me hit you with a bat. I want to hit you with a bat. Okay. Oh, you don't want to let me hit you with a bat? Pfft, so much for inclusivity. So much. Let me hit you with a bat. No, was so much for the tolerant left. Hey, let me destroy your car. What? No? You want to take me to jail for destroying your car? So much for the tolerant left. Whatever happened to tolerance for criminals? Whatever happened to criminal tolerance? Okay. All right. Whatever happened to law and order? Inclusivity. If I want to destroy property, I should be able to destroy as much property as I want. And if you don't let me destroy as much property as I want, then you're not inclusive. You're
excluding people who don't feel the same way as you do.
Who want to destroy property?
It's just passing the buck on. Like Michael took ownership that he did do this, which I think is terrific. That he's a man and can take ownership for that. I wish our school leadership would.
Oh, he's a man, huh? So he can be punished like an adult. Is that what you're saying?
Would do the same with their actions in this situation.
So this happened about 2 weeks ago. So where are we up to now? Is Michael, are you back in school? Did you end up facing any serious consequences?
So I actually ended up facing no consequences besides, like, they said they would fine me something, but they haven't given me the amount. And apparently another student like kicked the machine inwards and like destroyed it, because I didn't destroy it. I just ripped it off the wall and placed it on the ground.
Yeah, they should fine him the whole amount.
Any punishment that could have been because of the media, for all I know, though. Because if no coverage, then they probably would have punished me with something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so too. I think the media is a big part of this. I think that a lot of people are saying how ridiculous it is to have a law stating that the boys' bathroom has to have feminine products.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about when I say right-wing media, specifically one of right-wing media's big aims is to validate crimes against minorities. Like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. So we, like, all of them, they here have tied back their want to destroy this machine, or justifying the destruction of this machine by tying it back to trans people, or the existence of trans identities in some way, shape, or form. That is specifically you destroying something with the aim of harming or discrediting a minority group in mind. That is a hate crime. Just in any way, shape, or form, that is a hate crime. Okay? We know that. And Republicans took this hate crime and said, we love this hate crime because we love hate crimes. Republicans love hate crimes, okay? It's one of their favorite things to do. That's why they always try to justify hate crimes. And that's why this person, Libs of TikTok, Chaya Raichik, specifically brought this person on to cheer on a hate crime. Because it's way easier to cheer this on because nobody actually got hurt, but you were able to stick it to the libs in some way. And then they had the massive backing of right-wing media coming down and harassing and verbally abusing the staff of this school to get them to not do anything, to get everything to just go away. And so people who literally commit hate crimes are able to get off the hook free. This is the type of story where this kid needs to go into some anger management and diversity training. His parents need to be fined, or his parent needs to be fined for the destruction of property. And the entire right-wing media needs to, honestly, I feel like this should be something that you should be held legally responsible for by cheering on these types of vandalism crimes like this. This is just wild.
So a lot of people in the media are calling you a hero.
Yeah, they need to go to jail.
How do you feel about that?
Definitely makes you feel good. You know, like, I'm a senior in high school, and there's a bunch of people on the internet calling me a hero, saying they want to like buy me PS5s and all this stuff. Like, that's pretty funny, and it's pretty cool to see. But
yeah, that's not good. Yeah, he's gonna commit another crime in the future.
Because
nice
in
one.
a way, I felt like it all kind of backfired. Like, when they took it to the public with this story on how, like, there was a tampon machine ripped down, I felt like they were looking for support on their side, and that scared me. But then I ended up seeing all the support from, like, my side, and I was like, wow, this is crazy.
Yeah, there are so many people who support you. And on that note, I want to let you know that I was able to arrange something very special for you, but it didn't come yet. So keep checking your mail, and when it comes, we're going to post an update, obviously. But a lot of people think you're a hero because of your actions, and a lot of people are supporting you. So we're very excited about that. I think you're really going to love it.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
Yeah.
They got him a gift for committing a hate crime. I just want to put this down right now. Libs of TikTok and the conservative media bought someone a gift for committing a hate crime. And then people are going to get on people like me and other people where they tell you that the conservative right have become so radicalized that they're now justifying crimes against minorities and like the left and people that they don't like. This is one of the most clear-cut examples that I could ever find of this happening. It's not just people making tweets or just like a couple of news articles and some right-wing media posts. There's a concerted effort by the conservative media online and conservatism in general to push for the commonplace act of committing hate crimes against minorities, especially property-based hate crimes. This is actually how we got people like Kyle Rittenhouse. This is how we got other mass shooters, where they are where they imbibe in communities that tell them that their crimes, that the things that they're feeling are so correct and are worth so much that it's worth even taking lives for. Now, this isn't anywhere near the obviously this isn't anywhere near the magnitude of committing like a mass shooting or something, but this is the exact type of ideas and rhetoric that lead to that type of stuff. Many such cases, literally evil. Yeah, I think the idea that he's able to get away with this is just such a horrible precedent. Imagine how like so many other minorities in the state feel and around the country feel that any little white boy can watch Steven Crowder or Libs of TikTok and then get like Yeah, and then get like empowered enough to commit a hate crime against you, and as long as Fox News runs a story about it, the school's going to brush everything to the side and pretend nothing happened. I'd be irate if this type of stuff happened. I'd be completely irate that you think you could do that to me, and as long as like the conservative media come out against it, I just lose rights. What happened to me just didn't happen. What happens if something like this happened to like a black kid and he has like his entire backpack or something like set ablaze or like stolen or like thrown away? What happens if there's like a jumping or something that happens based on like a trans person getting killed or attacked at school in some way, or like hazed or bullied in this way? Are you going to tell me that like now little kids that have been that have had their brain cancerfied by conservative media can now just commit wanton hate crimes blatantly against whatever minority group they want, as long as Libs of TikTok is their guardian angel watching over them like Azazel, the angel of death? Is that just how this works now? Is that just how this works now? That's the question I would have for the faculty. Is that just how this works now? You can commit as many crimes as you want against whatever minority that you want, and as long as Fox News will run a story about it, that you're just going to let them go. Yeah, look what happened to Next, that trans student who was killed. People on the right cheered on their death. Yeah,
Austin helped out with that.
Chad, can I add something to that part there, just about what's happening now too, from a legislative standpoint, because it is a law. Whether we like it or not, it's on the books here in Connecticut. But
also my bad. This was Connecticut, not Massachusetts. He would still be fucked too.
Terrific local reps here in Brookfield. Steve Harding, our senator, and Marty Fonsello is our state rep, and they are working on legislature as we speak during the legislative session now to make this more of a local decision. Will it pass? I don't know, but they're working on that as we speak to take this decision that was from 2020 and make it now a local decision for each school district in Connecticut. So hopefully we can get somewhere with that.
Yeah, I would definitely bring more attention to that. And of course, it's not just Connecticut. There's a couple states who have very similar laws. And
basically the laws that they're talking about is to have like hygiene products available in bathrooms at school, which I think is a fantastic law. It's great. And no, it shouldn't be like a local level. It shouldn't be a local level a decision whether or not you're going to take care of your students. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this, but it's like when Sherman came down and they said, your fields will burn and the slavery will stop. Sorry, but the slavery will stop. I'm sorry, but you will have to take care of your students. I don't care how many Fox News articles or Breitbart articles get run about it. You have to take care of your students. Your students will have access to healthcare products in the bathroom, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like that's just what's going to happen. No, I don't think that law should pass at all. It shouldn't be up to schools about whether or not they get bullied by Twitter accounts online into not taking care of their students. No.
It's actually not the first time that this happens, that the tampon dispenser in the boys' bathroom was ripped down. It's just completely ridiculous to even have such a thing, and obviously even more ridiculous to have it as a law. So I'll definitely bring more attention to these laws. But just before we end off, so where are we now? Michael, did you end up meeting with the principal? Is this kind of all behind you, or is there still action?
I ended up meeting with the principal, with Miss Lopp and my mom when my mom came back. I have to say, so Miss Lopp proposed an idea saying that our principal should send out an apology email to the entire families of Brookfield, which he never ended up doing. And more importantly, like an email talking about like me, the student, because it would have been anonymous at the time, saying that what I did was not out of hate. And I again want to just say that what I did was genuinely not out of hate for anyone. I did it because it was something I just personally felt strongly about.
Listen, we just want trans people eradicated. It's not hate. We just want this minorities groups. We just want the idea that this minority group should be able to exist in society and be eradicated. It's not hate, dude. I promise it's totally not hate. Come on.
And he talked about all this stuff, like how we were close and stuff, which me and him did actually have a close relationship. But the reason why I decided to end up taking this, like, go public with this, is because he didn't end up sending that email that he said he would send. And personally, that was kind of upsetting to me, because there's some people in my own school who viewed me differently because of what I did. And I genuinely thought an email would, like, help breeze that over a little bit.
So just to clarify, that's the principal. He was supposed to send out an email stating that you were sorry, and he never did.
Yeah.
No, that was an idea that was proposed. He wasn't supposed to do anything. He was supposed to punish you for vandalizing school property, not send an apology letter for attempting to punish you for vandalizing school property in the attempt to discredit a minority group.
Okay. Got it.
And he was supposed to, and he said he was going to, like, check in on me, like, pretty often about seeing how I was doing. He never ever checked in on me. And that kind of, like, sucked, because he said that we had a close relationship, and he never ended up doing the things that he said he would do.
So that's why you're like, screw it. I'm just going to go tell everyone my story.
Yeah.
He didn't follow through.
Yeah, I would just like to add, Michael, I appreciate you, man, coming on. It takes a lot of courage to do this and what you had to deal with the past couple of weeks. In Brookfield, we've had some negative light shine on us over the past couple of years. We are a great town. I appreciate the town a lot. And I think what Michael's done with a lot of other people and parents in our town, with Melinda here included, we're really trying to shine some light on what we can be as a town. And Brookfield has to do better. Our leadership has to be better. And I think the best years yet to come for Brookfield. So I think we were heading in the right direction. And I'm so happy to be able to talk about this in a public forum and share this message, because you have a huge platform, and it's just so powerful, and it can show other people what we can do. And it's awesome. I love it.
Of course, I'm very hopeful of the fact that this story got so much support, because it means we're trending in the right direction, hopefully, and hopefully we can make some changes in your town. So
want to make some change. We want to make sure as few minorities feel comfortable living in your town as much as possible. Yeah, nice one. Sure, I bet. Now, thankfully, they're in Connecticut, so more likely than not, this isn't going to go anywhere. But in other states, they're going to try to take the same idea. I mean, you already see it in states like Tennessee that have basically banned protesting near federal property, and places like Florida and Tennessee and other states that have basically tried to pull back as many laws as possible for killing protesters, organizers, and people of those, and then people of the, like, after the 2020 George Floyd protest, specifically because they want to kill as many protesters as possible. So they give those rights to random citizens to be able to mow down as many protesters as they want to, and loosen up those laws to kill people, specifically because they want to be able to, they basically want to wreak terror among protesting groups into silence, right? That's the main point of it. That's why they put through those much harsher laws after those types of things happen. That's why Florida put through that law specifically that makes it a felony, and also increases the amount of time and punishment you can get for tearing down, like, statues, memorials, or things along those lines. But the only person who got caught up in that was a Republican Trump supporting conservative that defaced the Pulse nightclub shooting memorial with his car that all conservatives cheered for. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to get out of the repercussions for his act, but this kid was. So this is what they're moving towards. And this is what Libs of TikTok and all these types of people, Matt Walsh, Crowder, all these types of people, and even, like, people in office from like DeSantis and Trump and Haley, they specifically want to make terror against minority groups as easy as possible for like the white majority in this country. And I want you to understand that, because it's very real and it's very concerning.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. If you're enjoying the content, hit the subscribe button. If you don't, it'll make Boo very sad. I know a bunch of you who are watching are not subscribed. Join the frenzy. You won't regret it. Thank you, Boo.